We all know that we need to save more and we need to manage our money better. But saving more is such a difficult feat for many of us. And reducing our spending feels like a sacrifice. Almost all of us have made at least one mistake or two with our money. And that's if we are lucky. So how can we save more money and manage our money better? Dollar and Cents is a book written by Professor Dan Ariely and comedian Jeff Chrysler. A book about how we misthink money and how to spend smarter. And in today's video, we will show you the 5 tricks that we've learned from the book that can help you to save more money and manage money better. Hi, welcome back to Mr. Money TV, your favorite financial edutainment network. Here, we are all about learning finance in a fun way. So, if you like that, click the subscribe button and turn on the notification to follow us for our latest video. Also, do follow us on Facebook and Instagram for our latest activities and updates. Maybe you have been telling yourself that you need to save money, spend smarter, but you have not been able to do it and often get yourself into financial trouble. Well, the good news is, it's not your fault! According to Professor Dan Ariely, we are all humans, and humans are wired to do it all wrong when it comes to money. While we like to believe that we are rational when it comes to money, more often than not, we use our hearts rather than our minds. And businesses have certainly perfected the art of separating our money from us. So the odds are stacked against us in today's society when it comes to saving more and managing money better. But the good news is this: by understanding why we make bad financial decisions, we can use that knowledge to help us make better financial decisions. So let's get started. First lesson: human think in relative. Question: if you're in a shop and you want to buy a pair of headphones that cost $50, suddenly your friend told you that the same pair of headphones is on a 20% discount in another shop that's 30 minutes away. Would you be willing to travel to the other shop to save 20%? Or what if you want to buy a pair of speakers that's $600 and your friend tells you that the other shop is selling it at 2.5% cheaper? Would you be willing to travel to the other shop for a 2.5% savings? Which one are you more willing to travel for? Well, most people are more willing to travel for the $50 headphones because you get to save 20%, right? As compared to the 2.5% savings for the 600 ringgit speaker. But do you realize that the 20% saving for the headphone is only $10, while the 2.5% saving for speaker is $15? You actually save $5 more with the 2.5% discount. You are getting more actual dollars of saving for the speaker, but you're less willing to travel for it because 2.5% looks small. Well, you've fallen into what we call a relative thinking. That is, thinking in terms of relative instead of absolute value. Relative thinking causes people to make more effort to save when the percentage saved is higher, even if the absolute amount is the same. In other words, it also makes people more willing to spend more just to save a higher percentage. For example, you have often seen this promotion: buy a second item at 50% discount. Very often, we are willing to buy the second item even if we don't need it at all, just to get a 50% discount. And in this case, we end up spending more just to get a sweet discount. Well, if you have been thinking in absolute terms, you will know that you are actually spending more rather than saving. So remember to shift our thinking towards absolute thinking. Instead of focusing on how much of discount do we get, think about how much are you actually going to spend in this transaction. Are you spending more or less in this deal? This will help us to save more and spend smarter. Second, the pain of paying. Do you know that when you pay money, when you hand over that $50 bill when you buy something, it stimulates this region of your brain that is the same as when you are experiencing pain. Here is where we can see credit cards and e-wallet help us to remove the pain of paying, making us more willing to spend. Businesses have perfected this art of removing the pain of paying, such as buy now, pay later with your credit card, installment plans for the latest gadgets. Some businesses even make you pay for their service upfront through prepaid memberships, so that you can enjoy their service better without thinking about how much you spend, simply by removing the need for you to pay cash when you're using their service. So, to save more and spend wiser, learn to pay cash. When you pay cash, your pain response is triggered. This will lead you to pause, think about the decision, if it's a necessary one or is it a wise spending. Use the pain of paying to your advantage. No harm introducing a little pain into your spending behavior. Third, create a visual cue. Humans are visual creatures. We respond to visual cues, and businesses love this. Most of the things that we spend on have a tangible object to show for, like a house or a car or clothes. Even the least tangible service would give you a membership card or something. But when it comes to saving money, there's nothing to touch or feel. An experiment was conducted with different groups of kids to discover what helps them to save more. They gave one group of kids a coin with 24 numbers on it. Then they asked the kids to put it somewhere that is visible in their room. And every week, these kids will need to scratch the number off if they save some money that week. Turns out, the group of kids with the coin as their visual cue end up saving more money than other groups. So, create some kind of tangible celebration routine to help you save more and spend smarter. Number 4, the Ulysses contract. In Greek mythology, Ulysses, the hero, and his men have to sail past the Sirens' island. Sirens are beautiful women who sing enchanting songs. It is said that whoever hears the beautiful song of sirens, they will be so captivated that they would just jump into the sea and eventually die in the waters. But Ulysses really wanted to experience the beautiful songs of sirens. So he instructed his men to plug their own ears with wax and tie him up so that he can't jump into the water when he hears the song of the siren. And they can only release him after sailing past the Sirens' island. This Greek mythology has become the inspiration to one of the greatest techniques used in behavioral science, the Ulysses contract. Ulysses contract is like a pre-agreed commitment contract to lock us in an action or a decision. This technique has been commonly used to help us to save more as well. We can see how our government apply this in EPF, making it mandatory for us to contribute 11% of our monthly salary for our retirement fund. And we are not allowed to withdraw it until we reach the age of 55. Some may think that this is a violation of human rights. We should have the right to spend our money, to make use of our money as our wish. But the truth is, for many Malaysians, whether they like it or not, EPF is their only retirement saving. Without this Ulysses contract, there would be much more retirees today who are living in financial poverty. Ramit Sethi, the author of I Will Teach You to Be Rich, said that the single most important factor to getting rich is getting started, not being the smartest person in the room. This truly captures the truth about personal finance success. It is actions and habits that is the key to financial success. Setting up a Ulysses contract for our money help us to get started and committed to what we start. What are some of the Ulysses contract that we can create for ourselves to help us save more? First, you can set a preset limit on your credit card. Call up your credit card company to reduce your credit limit, or use a prepaid card instead of a credit card, therefore limiting your expenses. You can also create an automatic monthly account transfer to another account that's less accessible for you, that's harder for you to withdraw money from. Hiding money from ourselves is perhaps one of the most effective ways to help us save more money. There are many instruments in the market like unit trust or robo-advisor like StashAway that allows you to set an auto-debit amount monthly. Such auto-debit help us to hide our money from our side and make it hard for us to withdraw it, helping us to save more. Number 5, don't believe the hype of description. Yes, simple words like artisan can lead you to think that the product is worth more than it should be. Organic baby tomatoes, freshly handpicked by our free-range farmer for you, versus just baby tomatoes. Most are more willing to pay a premium price for the first, simply because of nicer words used. Businesses know that the language and ritual of consumption adds to the enjoyment of a product, and it makes you pay more. Next time when you're buying something, be careful of these marketing jargons and description that make the product appear to be more valuable than it actually is. If you can wait, do some research and consider if the product really brings more value. And learn to think in absolute value of what you're really getting out of this purchase and how much you will be spending on it. The book Dollar and Cents took a behavioral psychology approach on how how we humans manage money. It shows us how we are wired to make financial mistakes, how businesses take advantage of our behavior, and how we can turn it around to our own advantage. What I've shared here is just a small portion of what's in the book. The book is presented in an easy to read and humorous fashion with little technical jargons or calculation. An easy read for anyone. I would highly encourage you to add this book into your collection. So these are the 5 tricks that I've learned from the book Dollar and Cents by Dan Ariely and Jeff Chrysler. Do share with us which of these 5 tricks are you currently using, or you want to start using, or even you have other tricks that's not listed here. Do share with us in the comments below, and we look forward to see it. I'll see you next time.